Hello everyone, give me just another moment, please. Alright, hello everybody and welcome to the stream. I am Rawzim and this is Amazing Cultivation Simulator. Thank you all so much for coming on by. Let's go ahead and get into this surprisingly in-depth game. Going to be interesting to see how things go tonight. Hopefully we manage to raise one of our people to inner disciple. What? Toshimi? Toshimi, you have confused me. But anyways, hopefully we managed to raise one of our people up to inner disciple, and it all goes well tonight. What about how I started up the stream? No crowns to give out, but the gold goes to someone that's not here, and the paladin scroll to Dragon Kobold. Congratulations. On to King of the Anthill with a loyalty skin chest. Go place your troops, everybody. I am still very confused, Toshime. Oh, I didn't actually pause. Or did I? Well, I am Rawzim. I'm Rawzim, and this is Amazing Cultivation Simulator. Let's go ahead and get my mouse and keyboard switched over. Oh, well, we'll figure it out later. Alright, there we go. So we got some people that are hurt. Oh, audio glitched. That's why I'm not hearing much. Okay, that should be better. Ugh. Ah, that beautiful music. Okay, you are not hurt. You've got a scar, but I can't do anything about that. And that's not really hurt. Sirio. You also have a scar. Okay.
I don't think you realized it's in, but people can get hurt doing certain tasks. It might not last long, but that's why the notification will pop up.
Oh. Yeah, I'm sitting here confused because it's like, this person is hurt, but their menu says they're okay.
Yeah, because you have the game on such fast time, imagine while they're constructing, they hit their thumb, and then half a day later, you're like, oh, they got hurt, let me check. By the time you check, their thumb is fine.
Okay, good to know. Alright. Well, we came in the middle of the night. Didn't we get a new person? Could have sworn we did. Where are you going? Oh, you're just going to build. Okay. I suppose that's acceptable. Okay. Shouldn't everybody be doing the foundation train? Okay, most of them are going to it. We got some lazy bums in here that aren't actually getting to work very quick. Let's go ahead and mine out some more gray stone. Who do we have assigned to... Oh, we don't have anybody assigned to mining. Or at least not as a priority. Dragon Kobold, you do the mining. So we got a whole bunch of stuff in there. Looks like this... Oh, there's still this side of the room to finish, apparently. Actually, we'll cancel that. Life. We want a bed in here. And we're gonna make it... Oh, we don't have enough. We don't have that many iron bars. So we need to wait for some more iron bars to be made. You. Prioritize smithing. Or is that what that does? Okay, yeah, that should be his priority there. Actually, we did have one invasion, Dragon Kobold. They're a single person, and they are currently buried right here. Alright, let's go ahead and build this. An iron bed. So how do
When a
I...
character finishes foundation
Oh,
training,
hi.
they become an inner disciple and can use establishment in the sect menu. Using the sect menu, the player can manage the sect, access sect data, and other operations.
Okay. I don't care about that right now. I'm trying to figure out what law we have available, or whatever those things are, the power sets. Ah, cool. This room has been completed. What are you doing? You just run over here, then randomly lay down to decide to read. Okay. Whose bed is this? Zim's. Alright, we're gonna assign that to this person now. Also, Toshime, you want to have a person named after you? We got this new person that I'd like to give a new name to. Alright. I'll leave the last name the same, but there you go. Toshime Wei. Who is currently just sleeping on the ground. Assign this to you. Since that bed is finished. Yeah, feng shui setting, messing around with everything is not so great. Ah, yes, that one. We already know about that one. We'll go investigate it as soon as we actually do have an inner disciple and can go investigate it. He is 4,000 points away from being an inner disciple. Okay, most people are going to lay down and sleep now. We do need... I would love to get the, room floored and stuff, but I don't remember what he wants. Or what his, law or whatever it's called is gonna be, so... we'll hold off on that for now. Why is there a bunch... why are there a bunch of dead bulls? I guess we will, butcher them. No reason not to. Well, these corpses might disappear before anybody goes and gets them. You. Hunting. Priority. Toshime, why are you still wandering around instead of sleeping with everybody? It is similar to RimWorld in that it's a colony survival simulator game thing. That's about where the similarities end. Alright, let's get all this stuff hauled in. Well, I guess we can go ahead and put in some lamps. I'm pretty sure it's... Actually, I think it might be fire. That might be the one that we are looking at here. So this might not be a great setup. You are not a friendly one. Attack that one, yes. Unconscious and dying. Well, let's see if we can get... Oh, where... Ah, there's the Jinko feet. Or... that. Fruit. Did it not like that? Well, fine then, just taunt it. Trying to tame animal. So this game is based heavily on Chinese folklore, as well as things like feng shui and such. Dragoon Blade. You've got magic in this game. There's just a lot to it. From what I understand, the main goal is becoming a god. Or demigod, rather. It's a very interesting and fun game so far. Right now we are running into a lot of hurry up and wait kind of stuff here. But it's got multiple elements from all over the place packed into this game, and I'm quite enjoying it. Go ahead and harvest that. Plus, the art style and music are just gorgeous. I highly recommend it. Granted, do keep in mind it's got a lot of difficulty to it. So if you do get it, be prepared for not so easy of a time. Ooh, that box was actually really nice. We'll go ahead and put a light in this room, as well as a couple in here. Because people don't like it when it's dark. We're going to go ahead and demolish that door. And build it now out of ice crystal. Craftopia? I'm not familiar with that. Oh, we don't have any of that, apparently. Thought I had some being harvested, but... Oh, I did. It just, wasn't enough. Any others that I can do now? Ah, this one I can harvest. Zim's at 94% for his foundation. So this foundation here, your people are outer disciples until they reach full foundation, and then you can raise them to a higher, to an inner disciple. However, inner disciples basically do nothing. Except for train and stuff all day. So... Plus, there's furries, so what's not to love, Dragoon? Though, be careful if you do get a furry character. This shapeshift timer is something you gotta keep an eye on. Yao Guai in half-human forms will face shape-shifting tribulation after a period of time. Those who succeed will shapeshift into human forms, while those who fail will be reversed to their original appearances. The more intelligence shards there are, the sooner the tribulation would come. Now, if they fail, from what I've been told, they become a demon and destroy your whole settlement. If they succeed, then they can, while they'll turn back to human, they can be turned back into their, they can shapeshift into their furry form. So, at least that's what I've been told. It's been more than half a month now. I wonder if the criminals who attacked Tai Sect has left. Perhaps I should go back to Tai Sect to take a look and see if there's any clues. There is a bit of a story to the game. Aha! He has reached it! Let us do the promotion. Computer dismiss. Give me just a moment. I'm gonna look something up here. I'm trying to figure out where... I think it's the 16 Supreme Steps Law. Or maybe it's this one. I don't know. There is one that will allow me to turn animals into Yao Guai, and that's what I want to figure out. I mean, right now I only have the True Sun one. Can you do multiple laws? We'll just go ahead and go with the True Sun one. His luck stat doesn't really match it. It's the only one I have, though. Okay. Zan Bicken from the Merchant Union comes to visit. He will stay here for 1 day. Well, that is nice to know. The 16 Supreme Steps Law. So these things are something I definitely want for the sake of... Hello, Mr. Merchant that is flying through the air? Just go ahead and mark all of that for sale for now. But we don't... So we don't actually have access to a trading area. I think we might need to restart this one again. Yeah, I think we're gonna restart this. Plus, now that I know that we get that pill to just raise somebody, it'll be very nice to make use of that instead of waiting so long to have an inner disciple. But for now, let's run Stream Raiders. Start the battle! And I'm gonna look some things up here. I'm just taking a look at some of this, at the wiki for this. So, bear with me a moment. Sorry about that. Alright, so it looks like to awaken an animal, you just need to feed them a special pill. And then, boom, they, sometimes they'll awaken on their own, other times you feed them a pill. I don't seem to actually need anything in particular, any particular law for that. But considering that it seems only the water one, the 16 steps, it looks like that's the only one where you can actually make those vessels, which from what I saw in the tutorial, it looks like those allow you to... Yeah, the 16 supreme steps.
A steadfast supporter.
Roxy Robo-Wolf, thank you very much for that follow. Welcome. So it looks like I was saying, it appears that to get the vessels at least, which is something that I want, because without them, no work's going to be done at my colony. At my sect, as they call it. I want to make it a large map size. And just to make it easier on me, we'll lower some of this. Actually, we will do that. Just lower that one thing. Confirm. Oh yeah, Roxy. Yeah, we're gonna restart this, Sirio. Roxy, this game is gorgeous. The art, the music, it's beautiful. It's very difficult to figure out, and in general, yes, we are going to wind up with a lot of restarts. Just because it is a very difficult game. You don't have much chi sense. You've got some pretty... Oh, but the tribulation would be in 18 days. Yeah, we're not gonna do that. So he's got decent skills on all of these. His tribulation will be in 214 days, so that's not bad. Some of his other skills are okay. I think we'll go with this one. Zim and Ra. So the tribulation, the furries in this game, or it's Yaoguai. Yes, Dragoon Blade, it is possible to claim a colonist. In fact, I'll go ahead and set up we'll do the typical Kobold Marks reward for it. Let me go set that up. But anyways, the tribulation, the Yaoguai, after so long, will go through a tribulation. If they succeed, they become human, though you can turn, from what I've been told, you can turn them back into a furry. Otherwise, if they fail it, they become a demon that wants to just destroy everything. So it is best to, when you're starting with one, not have one with the tribulation too close to the beginning. Let me go ahead and make this new reward. Add new custom reward. ACS. Claim a disciple. Alright, require you to enter text. And we're gonna go with 1,000 Kobold Marks, because I know most of you have plenty for that. There we go. Yeah, Roxy, tribulations aren't anything to really, you gotta be careful with tribulations. So we're gonna choose the 16 steps. Dragoon Blade, as I said in there, it has to be based on your Twitch name. No worries. I'll do it on I'll just do Dragoon and Blade, but, you know. That'll give us, so this one will give us another colonist to come with. So this will give us additional construction resources to begin with. Hello there, Flesh. Medicine. Ooh, a sentient panacea. I mean, I can refund that Dragoon Blade. Toshime, I just added a reward for claiming a colonist. Alright. Let's go with luck with the artifact room. Alright, so surname, let's check this out. Blade Dragoon. So, reincarnators, except for those revealed by the devs, are randomly generated. Please let us know if you have any questions. Ah, okay. Well, let's see what this happens, what this does with your, Ugh, yeah. Not so great. I've got multiple different things you can redeem using the kobold marks. You've got a pretty far out there tribulation.
A prudent choice.
Thank you very much for that follow, Flesh. No, they do not have a fox. They got cat, bull, tiger, frog, turtle, bear, boar, snake, wolf, chicken, rabbit, and panda. Yeah, basically, Roxy. Kinda. Alright, well, we will give you a wolf. We need to make sure that we get some good balance on skills. Holy crap, those are some... Okay. Yeah, we'll keep this one. They got a good tribulation period. So, Dragoon and the Blade. Anybody else want to redeem one right here at the beginning? I would prefer that we have mostly humans. Well, rather, I would not prefer that, but, you know, the game's kind of, it punishes you sometimes for the fairies. Alright, Seriocon. Really, Roxy? No. You have no skills. You're bad. Also, for the record, gender is very fluid in this game. Reading the wrong manuscript and stuff will make your will have some interesting effects. Let's just put it that way. I just want some good skills. This one could work. And this one's pretty good as well. Let's go ahead and start the game. No worries, Flash. No worries. Okay. Let's go ahead and pause. So basically, the story of the game is that our original sect was attacked and we managed to get out of there. The Yaogwai here literally awoke in the middle of the battle. So, you know, lovely time there. Let's check our work menu. You two be chefs, you can be a healer. We got some great healers. And hunters. Only one good builder. But I'll put myself on there as well. Mining, we'll just have one person focus on that. Basically, Yaogwai are demons. They're kind of demons. They're friendlier ones. But basically, they were animals that awoke and are trying to become human. So when their tribulation period comes, they are able to become human, or they can take on their animal form. Again, from what I was told. I haven't confirmed that, but that's what I understand about it. Oh, they could just get outright struck by lightning for no reason? Lovely. So in this game, we start out with our initial starting zone. It is not all revealed. We have to send our people out to explore it. Which can be a little dangerous. More than a little dangerous. Alright, who's one of my loggers? Sirio. Go ahead and equip that timber axe. For several days you hid during the day and traveled at night, finally arriving at a secluded ravine. As you were about to relax, a light of teleportation suddenly struck, showing the contour of a cultivator. The sect leader and I go way back. I caught wind of Taiyi's troubles and came as soon as I could, but it was too late. Thankfully, the gods are kind and have not allowed this to be the end of the Taiyi sect. Finally, I found you. Do not worry, I shall stay in isolation for a while and protect you all. If you ever encounter difficulty while on the road to cultivation, don't be shy. Ask away. On the night of the attack, the artifact room was breached. You couldn't bear to see such rarities get looted, so you risked your life to save a few. Soul Sword, Crest Ghost Sword, and Hillfall Demon Slaying Sword. None of which can be equipped by Outer Disciples, which are all of our people at the beginning. Ooh, Igneo Copper Ore. That is useful. Hopefully we can find some rich soil somewhere. Let's go ahead and do another round of exploration around here. We also want to find some ice crystal ore, as that is what we need to actually, that is how we basically set up a fridge, is just filling it with ice crystal. Let's go ahead and get that tree chopped. That one. We'll chop down these two. Yeah, they're really cool. The Alguai are really cool, but they're also very dangerous in the fact that they can go berserk and try and kill everybody. We found some wood in that box. Cool. You don't have a axe, so stop chopping. As you explore, you can find crates and decomposing bodies. We got a marble chakram. I'm not finding any fertile soil, though, which is going to make this a little difficult. Oh, that was a tree falling. Ooh, iron ore. Alright. Build. Bonfire. Let's make it out of basic wood. Stick it there. More iron ore. Alright, so we're gonna put those down, get some timber going. 50 of it. This forming pill we'll use with our main person shortly. Now that I know that that's a thing that we start with. some more. We do need to get bedrooms set up for everybody ASAP, though. Because they will start throwing fits if we don't have one pretty quick. Let's keep going around here. Still no fertile soil, but there's an old box here. There might be other things hiding behind trees and stuff in there, but I don't see anything. Here's another box. Ooh, a big ginkgo tree. These are very useful to find. Ah, ice crystals. Excellent. Oh, right. I gotta reset this. There. Alright, let's set up a storage area. Get everything stored away in there. We are going to want a pickaxe. Go ahead and make 2 of them, and another timber axe, as well as 2 farming tools. Work. Gonna make ourselves a well down. Actually, we'll do it up here. I think that they do get a little upset over eating without a table, but not that bad. Not like RimWorld levels. Alright, so we want Kui and Dragoon Blade to pick up some of those. Kui, go equip that. Dragoon Blade, equip that. You go equip that. Yeah, we'll grow some bamboo in that one. Nothing in there to be harvested? Well, that's a shame. But fair enough. Hunt the Thrumbo? We are not hunting the Thrumbo! Not until we've got an inner disciple with some magic. Yeah, the auto stuff is finicky, to put it lightly, Flesh. I love how there's fire ore right next to the ice ore. I just find that very humorous to me. We're gonna remove everybody from farming for now. Until these farming tools are finished. Oh, cool. They didn't actually get hurt. So, the animals will randomly attack. For the first little while, we've got this guy here to protect us, but he will eventually leave. Alright, work. Not that. No, we have not, Azul. We started over again. Dragoon Blade and Sirio. You go equip one of those. And you equip one of those. And now we can go ahead and let you guys farm. Oh, cool. We're gonna cancel that, actually. We're gonna pause the game while we, get this going. We'll run Stream Raiders, shortly. I just want to get us a little more set up first. Actually, that's the one I wanted to cancel, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there we go. Get some bedrooms set up. We're gonna mine out this area. Just get all that cleared out. Oh, he got a bruise from building? I didn't know that was a thing. So when you are building, you do need to make sure that you are maintaining your feng shui for everything. So like bedrooms, all of their doors need to face south. There's a few other things as well, but those are the major points. Kitchens face to the west. Workshops to the east, so on and so forth. Alright, start the battle! And another loss. But third time's the charm? Start the battle again. I'm close on those, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just bring my flag bearer again. Oh. Boom. There we go. Now I can complete that quest. Yeah, Roxy. But hey, some people will still come by looking to join. Alright, now back to the game. It's a little restrictive, Sirio, but it's not terrible. It really isn't that bad when you get into it. But I can definitely understand where you're coming from with that thought. Oh, there's another body there. Let's go search it. Yeah, that tiger's probably going to be a problem. A marble spear. Well, at least we're getting some variety in items. Last map, the only thing I was picking up was a bunch of, the last map, the only thing I was picking up were a bunch of bows. Which I kind of would prefer the bows, but, you know, oh well. Taming animals is unpleasant. You have to make a hunting bow, And after you make the hunting bow, you're basically trying to, ooh. Maybe go feed it some, rabbit meat. So basically, they have to be unconscious, and then you go feed them food that they like, and they might join you. Like that one is now ours. But it has lost its left hind thigh bone and right rib from getting attacked. Also, the right hind thigh muscle is shredded. But at least it'll recover. It tried to attack us, so the protector made sure that it didn't kill anybody. We'll put a pasture down here. And when you assign an animal to a pasture, they will stay in there forever, unless you move them out. Okay. Well, yeah, we beat it and now it's our friend. That's exactly how it works. Yeah, we don't have any timber or anything. We need to get some crafting going. You prioritize mining. He sticks around for a few days. Not super long, but, you know. You focus on logging. We'll leave you without a priority. Yeah, this isn't a great situation. I mean, Roxy, he normally just outright kills them. We just got lucky here with him just knocking it out. And even then, it's still not very cheesable. It really isn't. Fair enough, Roxy. Fair enough. Alright. Everyone's doing their foundation training right now, which is something we want to make sure that they do every day. And now they'll start going off to their various chores. So for our main person, we are going to want to get them a room made out of metal, because that will feed into the water element that we will be... so the metal room will... walls and such will feed into his law and make his training on it go quite a bit better. Actually, we're just gonna chop that. Alright, this one will be assigned to you. This one to you. And this one to you. We'll go ahead and build an extra bed over here for now. Oh yeah, I do appreciate that, Roxy. You seem to have gotten used to the life around here. Although it is not as reassuring as when you were still in the old sect, life here is still self-sufficient enough. Why can't this also be a form of cultivation? This is a new home amidst all the chaos and unrest. Will it be a nice beginning as well? Everyone is full of hope. Alright, we're gonna go here. And bring this down to there. This is going to be our main workshop. We'll put a door there. Door there. Excellent. That'll work. Actually, wait. No, we don't want to do that. You don't want multiple doors when it comes to feng shui. At least as far as I know. We're just gonna cancel all this. Cancel that. Cancel that. So this went across 9. that sounds a good amount. Ah, good to know. I don't know if that's actually the center, but we'll build a door there anyways. As far as I mean, I'm still very new to this ghoul. I've made quite a few mistakes along the way already with this game, so that's why I've restarted a couple times. But I'm doing my best. This will be our kitchen. And we'll cancel that to put in a door for our fridge, which will stretch down to here. Going to be very difficult to keep that cooled down, but we'll make do. Well, don't beat him up, Roxy, but do enjoy it. I've been enjoying the game. Really? The cultivator stole one of my... The mysterious guy stole one of my beds. I guess we'll build another one. I just saw your message! I'm not sure if this thing can actually move anymore. It might be in trouble. So these here, these displays, are used to put things on. I'm putting them in here because that's what we're going to use in order to make a freezer in here. Fur. Remove that, remove that. We'll keep pills in there as well. Just because that's where I want them. So remove that, remove that. Plant, remove those. Rubbish can go out here. So these ice crystal ores, they're not going to do the greatest for cooling down, not until we refine them, but we can get to that later. Go ahead and go equip that. So we have to do these one at a time to put them in here. But we'll be able to start actually refining those very soon. Let's go ahead and mark this whole room for being cleared out. Same with this one. Are we out of timber again? Damn it. Something to note for those that are new, there is apparently a dangerous location on every map that you do want to avoid. I don't know where it is, I just know that it's different for each map, from what I've been told. Ooh. A wolfie! We shall have to tame you. Purple fabric. An iron blade. Cool. Marble sword. Some more wood. We got dark steel. Ooh, gray rock. That is useful. Bunch of iron ore. We need to mine that out. Get in my Stockpile! Go ahead and mine that. Alright, so now we're just waiting through the night. Let's move this tiger over to here. Oh, they're gonna feed it. And now everybody is doing their foundation training. JTTW? Oh, Journey to the West. Okay. Alright, clear everything out of this room. We're gonna start off with a forge. Actually, we'll go ahead and start off with... do a stove over here. Handcrafting station. Timber station. Okay, cancel that. Cancel. Oh, okay. You can keep making that. Oh, timber stations can only be made out of wood. Okay. Stonework there. So you will notice that some of these things have these little footprint icons. That means that people need to be able to get to that spot in order to actually utilize it. Can you make a hunting bow in here? No, I think it's the forge itself. We'll do that. We'll actually cancel that. Medicine table is set up. Do the forge, do the furnace. Actually, we want that. We'll cancel that. We'll put the forge over here, and then the furnace here. Just because people need to be able to step on this spot. Alright. We'll put a mill over there. Actually, I want to put this as close to the way in as I can. So we'll put it there. Sewing table can go here, though. And then the loom can go here. There we go. Alrighty. We've got a furnace, so let's get some ice crystal bars going. I don't know if we'll have enough for that, but we'll see. We'll do that times 50. Timber times 50. And let's pause and go run Stream Raiders. Whoosh. Start the battle! And we have finally achieved a victory. The gold goes to Toshime, and the flying rogue scrolls to Dragon Kobold. Congratulations. Now on to Toad Country.
And we sell the toads for money.
Holy crap, you are really loud.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me back a little bit.
I can just turn
That better? Just making sure, man. I got a new mic and it's really strong.
But yes, hello there, Milo.
Hello there, big fella. How's it going?
Oh, alright.
Sick.
Alright, back to the game here. We're gonna smelt
Oh god, not this game.
What's wrong with this game?
Oh shit! Oh no, not this game! Oh my god.
What?
So I played this over at my buddy's place after we watched the Seth video together, and we successfully took on an army with nothing but shirts. We won.
people move that, please? Alright, you get to be peon. Oh, they moved that on me. How dare you move that? Don't place that on the pedestal. I've been enjoying this game a lot. Jim pointed it out to me.
It is fun. It's really fun. It's like... I'm not sure a way to put it. Chinese RimWorld?
Definitely, it doesn't have that much in the way of RimWorld stuff, considering everything that it is, but yeah, kind of.
Mm.
How much of it have you actually played?
On my buddy's account, I've sunk 40 hours into this game.
Oh, so you're still new.
Yeah, I'm still very new to this game.
Yeah, basically everybody is.
Yeah, I can't. I don't think I could play more than that, man. I set my house on fire way too many times, and I was like, you know what? The hell with this. Feng Shui's dumb.
Yeah, it is definitely a very difficult game. Let's make ourselves...
Yeah, I'm not really good at task management kind of stuff. Oh man, this game is... Oh, you're playing with the yokai too. You're insane.
The
No,
Yaoguai. Yeah.
Yaoguai, yokai. It's the same basic idea. Humans.
They're
With
great!
the furries. No, they are great until you have to like sacrifice them for parts. Then it just turns into one of Tim's original books. Y'all want some steak?
Yeah.
I should go back and re-illustrate those at some point. Maybe not though. If they made the Feng Shui less complicated, it would be better, to be honest. I mean, regrettably, I don't think you can like simplify Feng Shui. Feng Shui is weird, man.
You go ahead and equip that. Where did those swords go that I had found?
They probably literally got up and walked away.
Actually, with
Probably
this
had that
game, that
happen.
is entirely possible.
I had a tree invade my base. I don't know how I feel about that. Like, Feng Shui regrettably isn't a game mechanic, it's an actual lifestyle, and it is one that I will never understand, surely. Look, just me and my Himalayan salt rock need to cure depression together, that's all I understand.
Yeah. Will somebody go make that, please? Stop working on this! I don't need more brownstone blocks. I need the ice crystal offcuts.
Do you all wish to burn to death? No, get the dang demon cores ready.
There we go. Now I can do that. Ice crystal flooring.
That sounds like a bad idea.
Not when it's my
Like, could you-
freezer.
True, but like, could you imagine like having to have an ice crystal flooring in your room for a bit? Like, you just move someone's bed in there, and then immediately, like in the morning, you wake up and you're just like,
Whee!
like not only are you sliding out of your bed towards the door at rapid speed, but your feet are also cold, so it's kind of like alternate.
We need more ice crystals.
Get more ice demons.
Go explore for more ice crystals.
Oh,
There's a mountain. Maybe we'll find some in here. Ooh, some water. Finding water is always appreciated.
tiger. Your people don't need water. They don't eat. They don't need food.
They still need food. They haven't reached that part in their cultivation yet.
I like how it's cultivation simulator because it just reminds me that there eventually will be a human harvest.
What are you talking about?
Have you got to the point where you okay, so maybe it's just me, but like when you tear apart some of the Yao Guai for parts, or am I just the only one who did that?
I have never done that.
Oh, well, when I attempted a playthrough before God himself screwed me over twice, the Yao Guai I had, like, there was a specific part I needed for something. I don't remember. It was 4 a.m. and I was seriously hopped up on gin. And I just, like, it's like, you need these special parts. And, like, this one Yao Guai I've had since the beginning, I'm like, well, you know, he's got that part. Yeah, I'll just send him over there to the butcher. He'll be fine. He'll live. I thought it would only take, like, one of his arms or something. It didn't take his arm. It took his whole ass everything.
I don't care what they want me to do. I am not doing that to one of my furries.
You are just an ice dragon, and you like your room frozen.
Okay, no priority. None. 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 Let's just remove all our priorities.
How are you doing?
I'm okay.
That's not good.
Why?
Let me fix that.
Oh no. What is that? What's with the is that a demonic
It
box?
is a music box. Playing
the
a
one from Nier?
particular... Yes, it is one from Nier.
Oh, it's a meals theme.
Yes, it is a meals theme.
Do you want me to cry? Stop it.
Yes, he does want us to cry. He wants us all to cry and never stop crying.
I love a meal. He didn't deserve what happened to him. I mean, everyone in that game kind of got mega screwed over.
They really did.
Although the remix for that song when you do nightmares and whatever is so good.
Wait, flooring does... I could have sworn that flooring does affect temperature.
I thought it did too.
As do walls.
They don't affect it as much as items on podiums from what I've gathered, but they do affect it to my knowledge.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's also cheaper to make.
Yeah, ice flooring is very cheap to make.
Yeah.
Though the walls are not so cheap. So we're just gonna redo all the walling.
What if we just tiled the wall?
Go ahead and do an ice crystal door, though. Mostly because this map does not have a lot of ice crystal ore for us. Yeah, it really does not have much in the way of ice crystal ore.
Man, it is. I'm waiting for my room to cool off so I can run my computer at max capacity. It is currently
Well,
88 degrees in my damn room.
that is simple and easy to fix. Just replace your flooring with ice crystals.
Y'all know where I can find some ice crystals?
Amazon.
Bet. Wait, no, it wouldn't be Amazon. It would be what's the market? Alibaba. There we go. I'll be right back. Go to Alibaba, boys. Let's go, Guilos. Oh man, it's nice to talk to somebody today. It's been very quiet.
Oh yeah, it has been relatively quiet all over.
Wow. Do I
And
want to
whether flooring affects the temperature in the room or not, it doesn't matter that much because, you know, one ice crystal and your flooring is done for the entire room. Thankfully, flooring is very easy to do. Yeah, I've got ice crystal bars in here. I just want to make sure it gets even cooler. Let's make ourselves some fine meals. I guess we're not going to do any more of that, so let's do iron bars. Loop 50
Hey man, I got a kind of like
times.
genuine question for you.
What?
You ever get like mad paranoid about your phone going off because you get like too many spam calls or there's too much stuff going on there, so you just turn it off and throw it somewhere?
No, I honestly cannot say I've ever experienced that.
Man, I'm had like mad anxiety the last couple days. Like whenever my phone rings, I seriously start to panic and just throw it into my laundry hamper. I'm tired of being contacted.
Yeah. The constant spam is really annoying.
Yeah. I actually played a fun game the other day with a person that contacted me about my extended auto warranty. It was fun. I made them play musical chairs and I asked them to keep transferring me to this other guy, and then I wrote down a name and had me transfer them back and forth and just guessed on the next name. So I spent about an hour and 40 minutes screwing with people. It was fun.
I do like the sounds of that.
You ever get a group chat of just a bunch of random people in what sounds to be a freaking machine shop talking about your auto warranty for your Honda Fit 2013? It's great. And then you lie and you go, well, this person promised me this, and this person promised me this. No, I did not promise nothing. Fun. Maybe see a doctor about that. My man, I am in therapy for this. Trust me, I'm good. I got the Prozac on this bitch on lock.
Okay.
Where is it? Yes. 10 milligrams of fluoxetine every day. Love me, daddy. Make me feel better. Oh, wait, he's gone.
You okay? Do you need to talk to somebody, you know?
No, not really. I've already talked to my therapist this week. It happens again in 4 days.
Okay.
No, I'm actually in a fine mood. I haven't ate food today and I'm losing it.
Ah, that's what's going on.
Yeah, I should probably go make food. I'm also looking at like a, I don't know why I miss having a dedicated MP3 player because I listen to a lot of music.
I've never really been big on MP3 players. But now if I want music, I've got my, I got my Alexa.
Oh yeah. For me, it's like, I love music, man. I genuinely do. I like learning to play instruments and doing stuff like that when I have time. But man, like listening to music on my phone and then getting distracted and doing something stupid on my phone, and then you realize it and you're like, I just spent like 4 hours doing nothing on my phone, and all I wanted to do was listen to Iron Maiden for 4 minutes. Oh my god, it's that much? Holy crap, never mind. There was a MP3 player that's on sale, and I wanted to see how much it was. And can you guess the price on this thing?
A lot?
It's $820.
Yeah, that would be a big no.
Yeah, like what why? Why are you so expensive? What can you give me? Nothing. It gives you nothing.
Probably comes with some kind of insane nonsense that you don't really care about.
Oh no, there's an even more expensive version. The Sony NW-WM1A 128 gigabyte premium Walkman. It is $1,199. What the? What? Why?
You just have a phone. Use your phone.
But it's got leather interior, I guess. What? Why? Who would make this? Are you what? Hold on, I gotta send you this. You don't have to look at it now, but like, what the hell? Oh Lord, why?
Yeah, like they're saying in chat, for that price, just buy yourself an actual phone and use it for an MP3 player.
Dude, I would just upgrade my Bayomaster. Like, to hell with that. Oh, Lord Almighty. That's terrible. Why? Sony, it's 2021, bro. You can't be doing this no more.
I mean, I'm sure there's people out there that still buy it.
I mean, if I had the money, I'd be stupid enough to buy it. I ain't gonna lie, but like... Like, it doesn't even look cool. It doesn't even have buttons. It's just this dumb touchscreen crap. I hate touchscreens so much lately, man. I miss tactile feedback.
I like touchscreens, but yeah, I prefer to have actual buttons to press.
Right? It's like, give me a dial, for the love of God. Something. Anything.
Don't kill it! Oh, it's only unconscious. Feed it! Feed it now! Give it some bear meat. We got a bunch of that. Somebody
I
go
kinda
do
miss
that.
the,
Now!
bear meat.
I want that wolf.
Waff. You don't want the oh, there's a sword just vibing out there. What the?
Yeah, there's a few things like that. Okay.
Ah, yes, swords. Nature's knives.
That apparently wasn't good enough. Give it some rabbit meat. Somebody get your ass over there and go do it.
Fine, I'll get up and do it. Damn.
Good.
Yeah, I agree. An MP3 player should only be like 30 or 40. Like, I miss the old iPods, man. Like the one with the little stupid ring on it and made the annoying clicking noise. Because apparently you can gut those these days and just throw an SSD in it.
Like I said, I've never really used them. Oh, for the love of all that is holy, what is it going to take to make this thing mine?
A bolo in 5 minutes in a dark room. Like, can you actually do that? Can you, like, throw a bolo or something at it? I've never actually captured an animal. I kind of just murdered
No, they
them.
gotta get unconscious and then you have to feed them. Though I think it's going to die before we get to do anything for it.
I'm not gonna lie, Wolfab just showed up. He's like, I returned from shopping. Hi, Ghoul. Hi, Milo. Hi, Flesh. And I'm just like, that is a very interesting string of words.
Yeah, those are all the people here. Welcome back, Wolfab. We just killed a wolf. But I tried to rescue it. It wasn't having it. Yep, another wolf is dead. And it's all your fault because you weren't here.
Ah, yeah. That's the MP3 player I need, clearly.
Oh, a bull. Yeah, let's go ahead and try and keep that thing. It's probably also going to die, but we'll see.
What?
What's
Wonder
up?
Bible KJ5, the talking audio Bible player, King James Version, New and Old Testament endorsed by Pat, seen on TV. What? What?
Dude, why are you looking at that?
Because it was under the MP3 player section for some reason. Oh, I mean, I guess technically. That'd be great to, like, mod that and just throw, like, All Guns Blazing or, like, Pantera on it and just hand it to some little old lady at church. I'm not gonna lie. Here you go, you can borrow my Bible. Oh, thanks, Theory. And then you just...
Dragon Blade, why are you hurt? Oh, okay. We need
I don't know
some
why, but I
actual
get
medicine.
Oh. Alright.
What's up?
Like, my bad, dude.
What?
Nothing. Like, I guess... I'll hop out. My bad, dude. Hope you guys have a good day.
You're bad about what? Oh. Serio. Those are one of the comments that are better kept to yourself, honestly. Alright, who is our medicine person? Oh, looks like Dragoon Blade is. Is that also making medicine? Okay. You, focus, healer. It's alright. Things happen. You, go eat that. When you wake up.
Hello there, Ra.
Hello! Who dis?
This would be Dragoonblade.
Ah, hello! Hello and welcome.
It's nice to be able to talk to you here.
A refugee escaping the war is passing by and she wishes to join you. Sure! Where? Let's take a look at your skills. Okay, you're pretty decent. We'll accept ya. Especially because now we're losing one of our outer disciples.
So it seems like this game holds a lot of more mythical focus with developing your pawns to grow up. If I'm guessing
Sorry.
this right.
What was that, Dragoonblade?
I was saying this game seems to be focused on the whole idea of growth in a mythical era compared to RimWorld's ideologies.
Yeah, basically. That's why I said it is not your typical, it's not at all RimWorld. It really isn't. Someone among us has broken through. This one can suddenly feel the strong energy between heaven and earth. Chi. The gate of cultivation has finally opened for us. Oh, and the very first thing he can do is just fly.
There are many questions I have to this.
You and me both. You and me both. Alright, Stream Raiders. Start the battle.
Now that was quick.
Give me just a moment here. Alright, so... Sorry, I was taking care of something real quick. The flag bearer scrolls... Oh, those both go to people that aren't... Oh, wait, Mage Killer. I do remember seeing you before. Not sure if I've seen you today, though. But either way, congrats. On to the next battle. The King of the Anthill. Go place your troops, everybody. Alright, I can't place my Centurion for another hour. So, I'll just bring my warrior. Now, back to the game. But yeah, I barely am scratching the surface on this game, Dragoon Blade. It's, definitely complex.
I can already tell that just from watching. I'm quite
Somebody-
surprised, honestly, at how in-depth they've made it while keeping a legitimately good focus on the core mechanics they were after.
Yeah. They did a fantastic job with this game.
Will admit, perhaps there would be aspects of this that would infuriate me.
Well, yeah,
But-
probably.
A generous bestowal.
Oh, well, hello there.
Toshime, thank you very much for that donation. I really appreciate it. Alright, decoration, oil lamp, brownstone. Cancel that. That's not where I wanted that. We'll go ahead and give all our people a table in their room. Iron bar.
You have opened the Inspiration menu. You can plan and increase characters' abilities in this menu. Increasing characters' abilities requires the consumption of experience. The more powerful the ability of a character is, the higher the attainment, and thus the higher the amount of experience required will be. XP primarily comes from daily training, or it may be obtained while on adventures.
Ooh, panacea. It'll let us cure people. That is definitely something we want to go for first.
I would agree with that. I will freely admit that when I play games like this, I try to make sure that my colonists survive more than actually building defenses. And it usually bites me in the behind.
Well, we can't actually do anything with inspiration yet. Oh! Okay, actually we want ensoulment first. 'Cause, yeah, that's what I want.
The ability to have stuff do stuff for you is a godsend.
vessels.
If this is working off of the logic
That is
of
not
Journey
what I
to the
want.
West,
Inner.
I have a feeling that could bite you in the behind later.
What do you mean?
Just, if I remember right from a few videos I've watched about Journey to the West and that sort of stuff, ensouled vessels tended to have a bit of a personality quirk of causing problems for their owner.
I have no idea.
I just remembered that someone in the chat earlier mentioned the references, and I can kind of see it.
I've never read it or anything, so I don't really know. But I need to figure out how to change my stats. Because, like, I need to apparently improve my constitution and charisma to more line up with this law. I need to get those improved, but I have no idea how to improve those.
Well, it seems that Tochime knows about it.
Potions? How do I make those?
Hello.
Hi!
On the stats thing, there's some miracles which you don't have access to later in the game. There's 3 things you can get through alchemy, which is something your cultivator does. You probably don't have the resources for those things. They're pretty expensive. And then, like, super late game, you can get benefits for attributes from ascended characters.
Okay.
At the stage in the game you're at, your best bet would be trading with the other factions, looking for Eternity Potion or Bane Potion if you want to get permanent attribute up currently.
What is this school thing?
It's just what you're called.
Ah. I'm gonna stay away from anything named Bane, just on the principle of the name of it.
Bane pills drop lifespan by 60 years and increase attributes by 5%.
There, we'll do that.
They're one of the 3 pills in the game, or 2 pills in the game that permanently raise attributes. Most of the other ones are temporary.
Unlock decorations, unlock more buildings. Yay! So, how do I... How do I set my leader? Oh, choose sect leader. There we go. Confirm. Oh, are we out of fine meals? Oh, we should make some more. I want
just-
20.
I'm just amused watching my pawn running around at the speed of sound.
Oh yeah, the Yaoguai are very fast. Or at least some of them are.
Basically, the larger the animal, the faster they are.
I just figured it was based on animal itself. Like wolves are
That's
faster, but pandas I don't think are that fast.
They're
That's what I
actually a decent speed.
Ah,
I wish it was based off the animal itself, because rabbits make really good adventure characters, but their base movement speed's not actually that great, which
Oh.
is a little bit unfortunate.
good to know. What
I'm
were you gonna say, why is that meal spoiled?
ooh. That's not good.
left on the ground too
Oh,
long.
the cooking failed.
Oh, that's the cooking failed one.
The only thing that I was thinking is that I was actually paying attention to your horn, Ra, and my character was still moving faster than yours, and I was confused by that.
Yours
So I'm-
isn't moving as fast as mine?
No, mine was moving faster than yours when I was
Oh.
watching the two move.
I
I'm
don't know.
assuming it's based on what they're carrying and on their stats.
Those both have bearing on it, yes. I play this
After
game
you
far
have
too
an inner
much.
Disciple, you can smelt items that aren't needed into spirit stones. Every 5,000 T an item means 1 spirit stone produced. If the item being smelt is an artifact, the higher its tier, the more spirit stones will be produced.
I'm actually to the point where I'm trying to do achievement runs a little bit.
That's that's a lot of dedication. I'm impressed.
It's less dedication and more stubborn wanting to be able to go, I've finished achievements, more than anything else.
That makes sense.
But some of the achievements are just complete horse hockey. Luckily, I already got some of the worst ones finished in my last run that, well, crashed and burned after completing the last one that I was able to on that save.
Okay, why don't you
And I-
prioritize peon work, because we need that. We'll go ahead and demolish this wooden bed now.
If you end up having trouble keeping up with peon work, there's a fairly low level thing you can get for your cultivators called ensoulment, which lets you
I
Use
did
the
see
make
that.
temporary
explorer on an area
peons. It's
covered
very
in
good.
fog.
Only
Characters that
temporary?
hunt will explore the area.
They fade after
Take
time
note.
and you have to rebuild them.
Exploring consumes more energy, which can only be restored by sleeping.
Spirit Stone brick ones are pretty good for early game. Depending on, like, if you've met with the trader and such yet.
No, the trader has not come. Well, we had a
Just
fire already.
Oh, Way got hurt, apparently.
Ah. Oh, finally! An observatory. I guess we'll place it... No... we'll place it there.
And yeah, I have to agree with Ghoul. Bane pills are quite good as long as you increase your lifespan first. and worth noting, lifespan increases are actually like super easy to get
One of your cultivators
as the
has
game
learned
goes
how
on.
to perform a miracle. Miracles can be performed via the miracles section on the right side of the character menu. Using miracles wisely can pull you out of a sticky situation. As practice state progresses, characters can learn more miracles. From time to time, characters may come across a manual that has a miracle recorded in it while on an adventure.
Cool. We have ensoulment.
You have
Oh.
built an observatory. You can now check the feng shui using the yin
You build the
yang
vessels
symbol
at the
bottom left
handcrafting
corner.
station.
I know.
Feng shui indirectly
Okay.
affects all aspects of the game.
When
so
I
it
first
should
got
be
that ability,
taken
it
into
took me a
account
while
in
to
the
notice
sixth
that.
construction.
So it looks like we've got...
A heavy tilt towards earth and wood.
Well, yeah, that's expected, but I'm meaning like, general feng shui, it appears to be good. Though, for some reason, this one is... These two are ominous in here. So is that. While some of them are auspicious. I don't understand the differences. Like why some of those workshops aren't.
If you click on the individual ones, you should be able to mouse over the corner, I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
See it. Maybe that's only the room that you can do that with. I haven't been able to do that for a while because one of the freaking achievement settings basically disables the freaking observatory.
Alright, let's make ourselves some vessels.
They do last a decent amount of time, and each cultivator can only have one active at a time.
Oh, I did not know that.
I mentioned it because I saw you queue up 5. If the resources are like disposable resources, it's worth having spares for when they run out, but otherwise...
Oh, do they disappear when their resources, or when the ensoulment
They
runs?
die
Can I
when...
re...
No, you cannot. No.
Oh.
Nope.
Well, then I'm not going to bother making it out of iron. I'll do it out of timber, because I got plenty of that.
Yeah, I generally just make it out of whatever I have a lot of, or spirit stones if I can afford it, because spirit stone ones are quite good.
Well, for the time being, I'm going to have to love you and leave you because it's past 2 a.m. and I need to go sleep.
Sleep well.
Have a nice night.
I wish you luck in your endeavors, and hopefully my pawn ends up finding you more shiny stuff. Good night.
Sleep well. Seriously, why is nobody hauling the food into the freezer?
The fact that the game doesn't have like priorities you can set on your own will constantly be a pain in the butt.
No joke.
It's part of the reason anything that grants puppets or vessel type stuff, like ensoulment, and there's one that turns corpses into minions as well. Anything like that is super useful in my opinion. There's also a structure you get later in the game that helps a bit.
move that to the trade area. Maybe we'll get a trader here soon. An herb garden? I thought we already can plant herbs in the basic farm.
It's for ginseng, pure leaf, spirit leaf, and one other thing I don't remember what it's called.
Ah.
You generally want to plant that on fertile ground or spirit soil.
I don't have either of that, so...
Then you're pretty much going to have to dump enemy corpses on the gardens and put some chi gathering stuff near them for them to function.
Oh. Okay, I'll just delete these then.
It's because those plants require some chi and a higher fertility to grow.
There is something wrong with the mood of one of your cultivators. Mood is an important stat to watch no matter what activity a character is involved in. You can adjust a character's mood in the character menu using the training mode options.
Alright. Oh, I gotta get to the next core open thing. Okay. Well, for now, panacea on our tiger.
So, you save inspiration using the manual pavilion if you've recorded the laws in it.
Ah.
It costs like 25% less or something like that.
Oh, did that not actually do anything?
It works on like elemental injuries primarily.
Oh.
What injury does the tiger have?
Ooh. Zim suddenly sensed a sliver of truth about 16 Supreme Steps law. Zim discovered after becoming more attuned to the environment that his cultivation had progressed significantly. 300 points. But the tiger, they lost their left hind thigh bone and their right rib.
You'll need to get a miracle later called Reconstruct
Ah.
to do anything about missing limbs.
Good to know. Well, we got inspiration that we can still spend. So, a spirit contract?
There's a miracle called Seal Contract that you use on a demon beast when it's downed.
Ah. Ooh, 38 dice crystal bars. Can I maybe replace this with, ice crystal now? Each wall piece just takes 1 crystal bar, right? Yeah.
I think so. I'm in the super fun land of everything costing twice as much because achievements.
Ah.
The game is certainly not actually meant to be played with all of the difficulty increases on. And like, that's what I've seen people say on the Discord for the game and stuff like that. And I have to agree with them, because some of them are just, like, super not fun. Like, there's one that just makes
Hey!
every faction dislike you.
Ew.
Yeah, it sucks. It makes early game trading awful.
That just doesn't even sound fun.
Yeah, Ghoul, but there's some things you need to be on Tribulation 7 for, which is what my current run is. I beat the stupid dragon on Trib 9, but it destroyed my base and killed everyone but my body cultivator that was fighting it. So that was the end of my Trib 9 run. I'm generally not an achievement hunter, but since there's a pretty limited number that require you to be on a tribulation level, I'm just trying to get those sorted out first. Since they're not going to get easier.
I'm gonna send my inner disciple on an adventure. Oh wait, actually, before you do, cancel that. We should probably equip them with an artifact. I have no idea which one of these would be best. Probably this soul sword, because it doesn't look like it's got any, It doesn't have any feng shui,
There's tiers. Those do help a little bit.
I do see the tiers, but I'm assuming that you don't want to equip an stone, earth, whatever.
If I remember correctly, you want to equip what your element feeds, or something that doesn't have relation to your element.
Which, unfortunately, 2 of these are earth, which means that they would overcome the water that he is.
Yeah. But I'm like super rusty on that because, well, later in the game you pretty much equip everyone with artifacts. Like legacy artifacts, not normal ones. So I'm super rusty on what I'm actually supposed to be doing on artifacts.
Well, I'll equip him with the unattributed one for now and send him off to go explore. Rumor says a hunter from Nanping village has found a dead body.
According to Ghoul, it's you want to wear the element that feeds you then? Or
I don't have that.
oh no. Never mind, it's the one that you feed. Misread his comment for a second. I would trust whatever he says on the artifacts more than me, because I've been focusing really hard on physical cultivators recently, which I have found out are not as good as people say they are.
Ah, we've got an enemy. Let's select all of you. Where is the enemy? Okay, they are apparently... Okay, they're way over there. Move here.
The main difference between normal artifacts and legacy ones, ghouls, is legacy ones have like various bonuses of their own.
I'm pretty sure I've given them all weapons.
If they ever get knocked unconscious, they drop their weapons.
Good to know. Would you all get over here? Why are you two not moving? Okay, what are you all doing? Just go attack. Okay, now they're moving. Ooh, a whole bunch of ice crystal. What do I do if somebody's unconscious?
You can attack them again to kill them if you want.
Can I convert them?
Not without a miracle.
Okay.
There's a handful of different miracles you can use to convert people, with a large majority of them not being permanent. I think only 1 or 2 of them are actually permanent.
Ah, this person does not
Ghoul
have
remembers.
a weapon. And they are now unconscious.
Ghoul remembers the good one.
Seriously? Okay. It's finally dead. We need a grave for that enemy cultivator.
The reason I didn't remember what it's called, Ghoul, is because I only ever use it on animals.
You are really mad that you have a barren room. What can I do to fix a barren room? Oh yeah, I should probably give them something to actually do. Like tic-tac-toe or birdcage. Alright, we'll put that there. that over there. Oh, hey, the tiger is finally moving. It has been flopped there forever. Zim came here and found traces of many incidents, so they decided to focus on managing one of them. Secrets. Tai stone casket. Exhibited the bearing of coming from a household of immortals, yet Zhang Erwa's family had always felt that he was a swindler. He didn't have any options but to bring martial prowess to bear, intimidating everybody, and gained a stone casket in the process. Lovely! Okay, will somebody hunt that thing? Rebuild that. Serio, you prioritize healing. Serio's got a bad cut. Okay, it looks like only Dragoon Blade is going to be doing any healing right now. So you prioritize that. Dude, we've got a bunch of people that are injured and need treatment. Why are you sleeping?
Do you have any herbs?
I should. Yeah, I got the herbs. I've got healing balms, healing pills.
Then maybe he's just a lazy jerk.
I guess.
Ghoul, the other reason to have animals around is collecting their poop, and also body cultivators just want living animals hanging around for one of their essence types.
Hey, Jaffer! How are
Jaffer.
ya? You stop doing healing. We're gonna let Dragoon Blade take care of all that healing. Thankfully, both of those will recover soon. You, meanwhile, have a bunch of scars. Aw, I'm sorry to hear you're tired today, Jaffer. Okay, but seriously, how do I improve the quality of these rooms?
Different base materials have higher, like, qualities. Like marble's one of the better stones, and jade, if it's talking about like decorational quality. The artisan skill of your builder also matters for that. So, Ghoul, the thing you do with laxatives is you feed them to unconscious opponents if you need poop, like, really quickly, because they make the person you feed them to feel like crap.
let's recall you, see what we've got. And I want you to be doing some other stuff, so get back here. So the stone casket that he apparently got, where does he put it?
If you have a reward spot set down, he'll put it there. Otherwise, he'll just put it wherever he lands, I'm pretty sure.
A reward spot?
It's one of the things in Sect under building. It just tells them where to put stuff.
Ah.
Make sure it's not too close to any stockpiles or flammable walls, because sometimes the things they bring in will be super hot.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
Figured I should give that warning before you burn down half your base by accident.
Yeah. We'll put it over there. But now now I need to figure out where he left that. Unless it's in his equipment somewhere. No.
There's a search bar in the top right of your screen.
Ah, here it is. Let's open this stone casket.
Ghoul knows exactly what I'm talking about with the burning down your whole place by getting a reward item.
This is the chest that the hunter Zhang Erwa from Nanping village got off of the corpse at the foot of Mount Full Moon. There is a longsword crossed with a liquor gourd on the exterior. This is the mark of a fellow disciple back in Tai sect. Zim remembered the fellow disciple and how he was as a person. We got Manual, Records of the Immortals, Volume 1. Common Elixir Recipes. Golden Book of the 6 Edicts and 5 Directions. Whatever that all means. A Rebirth Pill, Lumina Core, Spirit Powder, Heal Powder. Consuming
really
it will
quick.
allow one to rebirth into a mortal with remolded body.
So, real quick, don't trade away that Lumina Core, because, like, it's super common for people to ask for it, but it's also important for a couple different things.
Good to know.
Yeah, I accidentally gave away mine my first playthrough. You can get more later, like, really easily, but in the early game, they're a pain in the butt.
His chi is really low, so we're gonna need to do something about that. Also, do you still have one of the... Yeah, you still have a timber axe. We really don't need you to have a timber axe, considering you're never going to use it anymore.
Are you talking about an inner disciple not using it?
Yeah.
I think I saw mine use one actually, but it's still not something you should have on them at all times.
Good to know.
They were in a mental breakdown and they actually went and did physical work.
Convenient. Normally, it's like pulling teeth to
Talismans have strong
do that,
Hold on.
because you straight up have to.
Hold on.
Talismans that have already been prepared can be equipped by characters to alter their stats. As you progress through the game, you will come across new designs. All you have to do is have a character inspect a design to unlock the talisman.
The manual dexterity part of the game.
Yeah, I'm not fond of this.
if you hate it enough, there's a mod called Great Painter that lets you basically skip it completely. It is definitely powerful because you're supposed to have to be good at the manual dexterity part, but there's a fair number of people that hate that part of the game, so.
I am doing a terrible job on this.
Yeah, Great Painter also freaking like lets you see talismans you haven't unlocked if you want to. I know, Ghoul. But the point stands is, as far as I'm aware, it's one of the only mods that only serves talisman purposes, because most of the other mods that let you make perfect talismans are like ultra cheaty, rather than lets you see stuff early.
Go equip that. Hey, the quality is excellent.
Nice. I honestly haven't paid attention to the stuff Great Painter lets me paint outside of what I already have access to. Just because I only got it for one purpose. And that was my hand started cramping because I was drawing like 40 talismans or something like that in a roll.
Let's go run Stream Raiders! Start the battle.
Ghoul, that's even more reason for me not to use the talismans I don't actually have unlocked. I got super sick of drawing the talismans after like 150 hours of playtime. It's a cool idea. It's definitely a cool idea. The talisman drawing. Oh, the primordial symbols cultivators.
I had no crowns to give out. There are those rewards. On to the next battle. King of the Anthill. I'll refresh this.
Hey, after you stream, I should break your heart again.
Why?
You should watch Shiki.
What is Shiki?
Shiki is a lovely anime.
Okay, I'm already calling bullshit on that.
It is about a small rural village who's very close and everyone basically knows everyone, starting to get sick when some people move in.
Oh boy.
Can you guess what the sickness is?
What?
Vampirism.
Oh, lovely.
Some of them become vampires and other ones are raised as ghouls. And then it's basically a, trying to think of how I'll put this. A character study of sorts?
I don't like the sounds of this at all.
Because it goes into depth about how all the characters feel.
You literally started this with wanting me to have my heart broken again. Yeah, I don't trust you.
It's lovely.
I don't trust that at all. Alright, we're gonna move that to trade area, move that. So my inner disciple's max key is 950, but ensoulment requires 1000. How am I supposed to use it?
There's probably a manual you could learn from the manual pavilion that would give you a slight key up, or you could raise your key sense. I know there's 2 skills for that. At least by the time you hit core shaping. I don't know about key shaping. You do have to write laws into the manual pavilion before you can get stuff out of it.
Does it matter where I put the manual pavilion?
As far as I'm aware, no. I've been super careful and never let my pavilions get destroyed, so I don't actually know if there's a downside to it.
Sure, I'll make some soft cushions. Seriously, nobody is doing any of the work I want them to. You... No, you. Go log. You prioritize... peon work, I guess. Maybe we'll get some stuff done now. Okay, some random manuals here that I guess I could read, or... Oh, I guess I can equip them.
Manuals can either be equipped to learn their contents, mostly for the ones that give you map locations, or you can transcribe them to your manual pavilion as well.
So
for the ones that
everybody,
aren't.
so everybody could then get it?
Yeah.
Alright, we'll go with that route.
If you read them from your inventory, it doesn't prevent you from dropping it and letting somebody else, but it's easier to do it through the pavilion.
Okay.
And the pavilion does give a inspiration discount, so the ones that give map locations you have to pick up and learn it from your inspiration menu, though.
This one gives information.
Yeah, those ones you
I
equip.
need to equip it? Alright.
Yeah.
Go equip that. We need somebody to do some cleaning around here. Your mood is deteriorating due to a...
You have built a manual shelf. Characters can use the shelf to transcribe and manage manuals. Each shelf has its capacity. The more attainment is needed to study a manual, the more space the manual will take on the shelf.
Store? Ah, okay. So I need to store that. Or... Wait, what? Okay, yeah. He's doing what I want him to. Cool. Put these on higher priority to get them hauled to inventories. Store that. Confirm. Oh, spirit powder. Alright, harvest. I don't know what all's out here, but we're just gonna harvest everything. Okay, he just summoned a giant floating blade that's going in circles.
Yeah, that's their artifact.
Ah, good to know.
It gets really hard to tell what's going on later in the game if you have characters that end up with multiple artifacts.
What are you even doing? Okay, you're chi shaping. Or key. Oh, hey, their key went up a little bit. Their max key, that is. so this thing is still sitting here. Do things that are stored in here just randomly plop onto the ground?
You store the knowledge. Afterwards, the manual's effectively pointless.
So I can just put it in my trade area and trade it away later?
They're valueless.
Oh.
They won't even accept it in trade.
Oh. So what do I do with them? Smelt them?
You can either smelt them if you want to get rid of them, or you can just shove them in a storage locker, because I'm still not sure what happens if all your manual pavilions get destroyed.
Okay.
The only time I've had all my pavilions destroyed was also game over, so I didn't have a chance to build new ones to find out.
Alright, you study these. I don't know what clean does, but okay.
Ghoul pointed out some reasons not to smelt them. I didn't even realize these could be used for decoration.
Oh, okay,
That's
cool.
really something I should have thought about.
Yay! He managed to successfully... Ooh. An immortal friend of yours is visiting your sect, and he probably wants to stay for a few days. What do I do with that?
The happier they are, the more reputation you get afterwards.
So I want them to be unhappy.
If you want to anger factions, yes. But if you want to make factions happy, then you try to get them happy.
Well, let's try and persuade them to stay. Probably not going to work.
Recruiting them, so you know.
I figured.
Okay.
Oh, I guess that didn't work. Or did it? I have no idea. Go talk to them.
You will now start communicating with the character. After Mortal Realm content update, each character is endowed with their own traits and personality. According to different needs, you can obtain information about your target.
Our illustrious champion
and acquire treasures
returns.
that you like.
Welcome home.
Lightning Dragon! Thank you very much for that resub.
You have opened the mystery page. When investigating the destruction of the Tai Yi sect, you will encounter different mysteries which can be found in the mystery page. You need to collect enough information to solve these mysteries and uncover the truth. You have opened the character page. It keeps a record of the information of various characters that you have met along the way. Utilize the information well and gain advantages in the world of cultivators. You have opened the clue page. It keeps a record of all the clues obtained during your gameplay, including participants, motives, and evidence. Not all clues are useful. You need to have your own judgment about their authenticity.
Oh god, they even have the furries go oh whoa in here.
I think that might only be the wolves. I've never seen it on any of the other ones.
Oh, they did not like talking to me. Okay. I am so lost on what I'm doing here. I guess I'll just keep chatting forever.
Toshime, that depends on how they die, because that's also a way to get the lore, is to kill them.
Okay, you want to talk about this person? Who is this guy? I don't know. You literally mentioned this person!
So the reason Heat, or whatever his name is mentioned, is he's important in relation to an item he has.
Ah.
Not, as far as I'm aware, to the mystery, but he has a item that only he has, is why they mention it.
Welcome to the high school girl, like, talking simulator thing I mentioned.
Yeah, welcome to the dating sim, effectively. Except you don't actually
boy.
date them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna give them anything. I'm just trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
You pretty much want to find out people's favorites and stuff like that. People will only tell you other people's weaknesses and personalities and stuff if they like you a lot.
Here, have a brownstone hunting bow.
It also depends on your social skill if you can learn weaknesses and stuff like that.
Okay.
You need quite a good social skill to make much of the talky stuff. Yeah, there is also a mod to skip the social minigame completely if you get fed up with it. That's one that I would personally avoid until you've at least done some of it, because, well, the heart guard system is meant as a way to make it more difficult, and just skipping that does make certain parts way easier, rather than just skipping manual dexterity.
Okay.
But in the future, if you get annoyed by the system, there is a mod for it.
Oh, hey, they finally finished building this room.
Yeah, it definitely gets tiresome. I have to agree with the ghoul. But if you plan to pursue the mystery of the game, I'd definitely not use the mod.
I don't understand anything that's going on right now, so...
The mystery is the main story. I've barely touched it in the game, but it is heavily involved with the minigame, the social minigame.
Ah. It's an ugly room? Seriously.
No, the room without floors is ugly.
No, this room has a floor.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the bedrooms.
Yeah, this bedroom. I put a floor in here. Gotta do something like that, I guess. No, we're gonna chop down some of our bamboo.
Oh yeah, worth noting if you end up with any Yagwai that have a really short shapeshifting cooldown left, and you don't think you can get them to be like competent cultivators, if you tell them to go camp somewhere, their timer doesn't actually go down, as long as they're not in a map.
Good to know.
So if you think you just need time to prepare stuff, you can do that to put off their timer.
Good to know. Can others help them with their tribulation thing?
Nope. Tribulations are something that one does alone.
Ah.
You can get help beforehand, because various things characters do can help them in their tribulation by raising stats and stuff like that. Yeah, Ghoul, you can use the tribulation mechanic to farm high-tier demon drops. You farm them up to primordial spirit, and then intentionally fail their tribulation to get high-tier drops. It's often not worth the time, because it takes forever to do. But if you just like really badly need certain drops, or there's one very specific type of Yagwai that it's worth doing it on, because as a consumable drop that you need a ton of. But other than that, a couple guides online say to do it with pig demons because their flesh is good for things, but that strategy got nerfed a long time ago, and the guides refuse to acknowledge that it's been nerfed. Because the guides say you get 30 pig demon meat, and you actually get 3 or 4 with the max possible output. Wolf and Tortoise if you need those specific drops, yeah. It really depends on how badly you need certain drops.
Most of this is going way over my head right now.
Sorry. Ghoul's talking about the purposely failing tribulations with shapeshifters after you raise them to a certain level, because it'll make a stronger demon. And stronger demons have specific drops related to them.
I have no idea what is... I really don't understand what I'm doing at all. You go craft.
I'm 180 hours in and I still don't claim that I'm actually good at it. I just know some of the more complicated things to a degree.
And And still nobody is moving the meals into the fridge. Ugh. These have not been hauled to the fridge. Where are you going? Okay, fine. Guess I'll place that in there. Sure, that can go on a display. Give us a little more attractiveness in these bedrooms. None of that stuff in there is apparently giving any attractiveness worthwhile. I need to find a use for all of this, hide I have.
If you have, if your outers don't have umbrellas yet, that helps deal with the negative mood from rain.
I haven't actually had any rain yet.
Otherwise, it's clothing. If you have pure leaf, there's an item that helps mental state for inner cultivators you can make using fur or fabric and pure leaf.
There, we'll make some thin clothing for everybody. Alright, Stream Raiders! Let's go run that. Whoosh. My Centurion's probably going... Oh, hey, he managed to survive. Cool. Alright, the gold goes to Wolfab. Congratulations. I think I'm gonna be done with the game for this evening, though. Only so much that I can handle of trying to figure this one out. And I've been going for almost 4 hours, so yeah.
Oof. Yeah.
Thank you all so much for joining me for Amazing Cultivation Simulator. I will be back tomorrow with more streaming. I'm sorry, Karma. I'm just tired and information overload on this. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Twitter, Patreon, all those things there on the website, as well as down in the description below. Thank you to my patrons, donators, and subscribers. You guys are the ones that keep these streams coming. I really cannot do them without your support, so thank you. Do consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so through simply sharing it around. But for now, thank you for joining, and I bid you guys the most fondest adieu. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.